Princess of Thebes, it has occurred to me to visit the altars of the gods, bearing these branches as a suppliant and these incense. Our king is not himself. His noble soul is overwrought with fantasies of dread, else he would consider the new prophecies in the light of the old. He will listen to any voice that speaks disaster, and my advice goes for nothing. To you then, Apollo, Lycian Lord, since you are nearest, I turn in prayer. Receive these offerings and grant us deliverance from defilement. Our hearts are heavy with fear when we see our leader distracted, as helpless sailors are terrified by the confusion of their helmsmen.
Friends, no doubt you can direct me. Where shall I find the house of Oedipus? Or better still, where's the king himself?
It is this very place, stranger. He is inside. This is his wife and mother of his children.
I wish her happiness and a happy house, blessed in fulfillment of their marriage.
I wish as much for you. Your courtesy deserves a little good fortune. But now, tell me, why have you come? What have you to say to us?
Good news for your house and your husband.
What news? Who sent you here?
I am from Corinth. The news I brought ought to make you joyful, though it may feel some grief.
What is it? How can it touch us in both ways?
The word is that the people of Isthmus intend to call Oedipus their new king.
But old King Polybus, is he reigning still?
No, death holds him in a sepulchre.
What are you saying? Polybus is dead?
If I am not telling the truth, I might as well die myself.
Go in, go quickly. Tell this to your master. O riddlers of God's will, what are you saying now? This is the man who Oedipus long ago feared so, fled so, in dread of destroying him. But it was another fate by which he died.
Dearest Jocasta, what have you sent for me?
Listen to what this man says, and tell me what has come from Solomon prophecies.
Who is this man? What is his news for me?
He has come from Corinth to announce your father's death.
Is it true, stranger? Tell me in your own words.
I cannot say it more clearly. The king is dead.
Was it by treason or by an attack of illness?
A little thing brings old men to their rest.
It was sickness then.
Yes, and his many ears.
Ah, why should a man respect the Pythian hearth or give head to the birds that jingle above his head? They prophesied that I should kill Polybus, kill my own father, but he's dead and buried, and I'm here. I never touched him, never, unless he died of grief for my departure, and thus incensed through me. No, Polybus has packed the oracles off with him underground. They are empty words.
Had I not told you so?
You had. It was my faint heart that betrayed me.
From now on, never think of those things again.
And yet, must I not fear my mother's bed?
Why should anyone in this world be afraid, since fate rules us and nothing can be foreseen? A man should live only for his present day. Have no more fear of sleeping with your mother. How many men, in dreams, have lain with their mothers? No reasonable man is troubled by such things.
That is true. Only if only my mother were not still alive, but she is alive. I cannot help my dread.
Yet this news of your father's death is wonderful.
Wonderful, but I fear the living woman.
Tell me, who is this woman that you fear?
It is Merope, man, the wife of King Polybus.
Merope, why should you be afraid of her?
An oracle of the gods, a dreadful saying.
Can you please tell me about it, or are you sworn to silence?
I can tell you, and I will. Apollo said through his prophet that I was the man who should marry his own mother and shed his father's blood with his own hands, and so far all these years I've kept clear of Corinth, and no harm has come, though it would have been sweet to see my parents again.
And is this the fear that drove you out of Corinth?
Would you have me kill my father?
As for that, you must resume by the news I gave you.
If you could reassure me, I would reward you.
I had that in mind. I will confess, I thought I could count on you when you returned to Corinth.
No, I will never go near my parents again.
Ah, son, you still do not know what you are doing.
What do you mean? In the name of God, tell me.
If there are reasons for not going home,
I tell you, I fear the oracle may come true.
and guilt may come upon you through your parents.
That is a dread that is always in my heart.
Can you not see that all your fears are grounded?
How can you say that? They are my parents, surely.
Polybus is not your father.
Not my father.
No more than your father, than the man you're speaking to.
But you are nothing to me.
Neither was he.
Then why did he call me son?
I'll tell you. Long ago, he had you from my hands as a gift.
Then how could he love me so if I was not his?
He had no children, and his heart turned to you.
What of you? Did you buy me? Did you find me by chance?
I came upon you in a crowded pass in Kithron,
And what were you doing there?
tending my flocks.
A wandering shepherd?
But your Savior, son, that day.
From what did you save me?
Your ankles should tell you that.
Ah, stranger, why do you sneak up? Why do you speak of that childhood pain?
I cut the bonds that tied your ankles together.
I have had the mark as long as I can remember.
That was why you were given the name you bear.
God, was it my father or mother who did it? Tell me.
I do not know. The man who gave you to me can tell you better than I.
It was not you that found me, but another?
It was another shepherd that gave you to me.
Who was he? Can you tell me who he was?
I think he was said to be one of Laos' people.
You mean the Laos who was king here years ago?
Yes, King Laos, and the man was one of the herdsmen.
Is he still alive? Can I see him?
These men here know best about such things.
Does anyone here know about the shepherd that he is talking about? Have you seen him in the fields or in the town? If you have, tell me. It is time things were made plain. I think the man he means is that same shepherd you have already asked to see. Jocasta perhaps could tell you something. Do you know anything about him, lady? Is he the man we have summoned? Is that the man the shepherd means?
Why think of him? Forget this herdsman. Forget it all. This is a waste of time.
How can you say that when the clues to my true birth are in my hands?
For God's love, let us have no more questioning. In your life nothing to you? My own is pain enough for me to bear.
You need not worry. Suppose my mother's a slave and born of slave. No basis can touch you.
Listen to me. I beg you. Do not do this thing.
I will not listen. The truth must be made known.
Everything that I say is for your own good.
Just have some patience, then. I want none of it.
You are fatally wrong. May you never learn who you are.
Go, one of you, and bring the shepherd here. Let us leave this woman to brag of her royal name.
Ah, miserable. That is the only word I have for you now. That is the only word I can ever have.
Why has she left us, Oedipus? Why has she gone in such a pain of sorrow? I fear the silence. Something dreadful may come of it. Let it come. However base my truth, I must know about it. The queen, like a woman, is perhaps ashamed to think of my low origin, but I am a child of luck. I cannot be dishonored. Luck is my mother. The passing months my brothers have seen me rich and poor. If this is so, how could I wish that I were someone else? How could I not be glad to know my birth?